Good morning. We will be continuing with the Bhagavad Gita. This is chapter 2. We had completed till verse 16. So we will start from verse 17 today. So Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 17. But we can just do a small catching up on what we did yesterday. It is very essential that everybody has equanimity of mind. We get disturbed by the universe around us. Whatever we see, hear, touch, feel, what happens is we get disturbed because our senses go out to that object and then they get carried away by it, and we keep on thinking about different things. So that it shouldn't happen, we have to have no swaying. That means no right or left. We should not be bothered if somebody says bad to us or somebody does something good to us. Don't get carried away by it. This is what was being taught yesterday. So today we will continue. We are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 17. Know that alone to be imperishable which pervades this universe, for no one has power to destroy this indestructible substance. It sounds like one of those sci-fi movies, isn't it? Because when we say this whole universe is made up of indestructible substance, first we have to understand what is this indestructible substance. Now suppose we have an object which is called the air. Alright, the air is one of the 5 elements that we are talking about. So there is air. Now after a certain level, when you go in outer space, you will find that the air becomes thinner. And then beyond that there is a vacuum. So the air is not there beyond a certain limit. The solid earth that was there has a limit again, up to the surface. After that, there is no earth. Likewise, if I look at any other thing, so if I have to see the 5th element, which we call it as ether. Now what is this ether? This whole universe is literally suspended in ether, we say. It is there in ether. So if I remove the objects from the universe, that means if I remove the earth, the moon, the sun, the stars around us, everything, if I were to remove all that, what remains is called ether. But again, ether is a space. It is basically a place where things are. Can we define space? We cannot define space in normal sense, because space needs relative points. Relative points means in relationship to something else. So if I say there is earth in relationship to our sun, we have a sun in the solar system. So we are so many kilometers or so many miles away. So if I take our galaxy and we take another galaxy, we say that this galaxy is so many light years away. I don't want to go into science to teach you all these things because it will become stupidity. I think you know a little bit. So if I have to measure time, I have to measure space, it is in relationship to another. So time is in relationship to the sun. So whereas we are on earth, the earth is going round the sun and round its axis also. So we define time. So it takes one whole year to go round the sun. Round its axis, it takes 24 hours. This much you know. So if I were to wipe away all these things from the screen and say, I don't want to know about the earth. I don't want to know about the sun. I don't want to know about space also. So then where are we? So this where we are or what exactly is happening in the scriptures, it is mentioned as Brahma. Brahma is unmanifest and we are in the manifest domain. So there is something there which we cannot actually understand. So if I remove ether also from the system, I have to recognize that object. So if the earth has been living for so many million years, or the sun has been there for so many billion years, doesn't that tell you that it is there? There is a lifespan. So there is a beginning somewhere in the past. There was a beginning, and today we have gone from one place to the other and traveled over time. Some people say we are so many billion years old. We means the earth. Likewise, there are lots of things which can be discussed. But if I were to remove all these substances, everything that is there, including the black holes, or including that object which gave birth, if I have to remove that all, so there is something which exists even if I remove all these substances. Everything if I remove, what remains is something really very unique. And that is exactly what he is talking about. So Sri Krishna says, know that alone to be imperishable which pervades this universe, for no one has the power to destroy this indestructible substance. So he calls it something. So if everybody were to get destroyed, everything was to get destroyed, the whole universe going back into some, point space somewhere point. And then from there it again comes out. You know that, isn't it? So if that particular place, if we were to attain, can you destroy that? Can anybody on this universe or earth or whichever place, can it be destroyed? No. Nobody can destroy it. This is exactly what he is discussing. So he tells Arjuna, this is what I am talking about. The universe is there. If I have to remove the universe also, that other thing cannot be destroyed. What is that other thing? We will come to it slowly. Why is he telling him this? He is telling Arjuna this is because can anything be destroyed is the question. So if you were to say, I can destroy some object, well, the object can get destroyed. I can completely eradicate that object and that object can be dead and gone. But do you think it is going to come back again somewhere? Of course. The whole universe gets recycled. So the objects can get recycled. So it may take another form. Let us try to understand from a very simple example. Today there is so much of furor in the marketplace in the whole world that plastic is destroying this whole world. Right? Plastic is choking up our oceans and plastic is doing this and plastic is doing that. There will be a solution somewhere. Some person will come up with a solution saying that I know how to dissolve plastic. I know how to put it back in original place. I know exactly what can be done. So they may recycle it and it may go to its original state. What is the original state? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Isn't that what the original state is? Again, if it goes back to the original state, do you think it's going to come back again in some other form? 100%. It's going to come back in some other form. So Krishna is telling Arjuna This is how things are going to get recycled. So, you really think that you are going to destroy something? That is not going to happen. You cannot kill any human being. When Arjuna tells Krishna that I don't like to kill, this is not a done thing. I don't want to fight my gurus and my cousins and everybody. I don't want to kill them. Krishna is trying various methodologies of trying to convince him कि don't bother your head so much because everything comes back in a different form. What remains? Right there. That means if you were to die as a human being, do you think you will come back as something else? 100%. That is not known what you are going to come back as. Depends on the body that you get. Because you are an Atma, you are not a human being. We all consider ourselves as some body with some name. And I have this name and I have this body and everything belongs to this person. Our parents take ownership of the body. They say, he is my son or she is my daughter. Okay? This is the way in which we take ownership and positions in our world. But that is so temporary. This life, if you die tomorrow, what are they going to say about it? Can they bring back their son or their daughter? No. Then what happened to their son and daughter? Maybe he or she became something else. So tomorrow if you become a grasshopper, they are not going to take the grasshopper and say, this is my son or this is my daughter. No. They will want to kill it. So I hope you understand this is a very peculiar situation. But then you came back into something. And after that grasshopper dies, maybe you will come back as some other object. We don't know. So I hope you understand what I am talking about. Human birth is very difficult to find. You see, to get a human birth is extremely tough. You are a human being right now. That's why you are listening to me. I can't talk to a dog or a tiger or an elephant. They won't listen to me. Because I don't know their language. Tomorrow I'll have to do bow bow to them. So you are listening. After you are dead and gone, you are going to be born as something else. So who is this person who is born as something else? That means you are not the body. So you are a soul. That is what he is trying to prove. I hope you understood this verse. We will go to the next verse. So we are doing chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, verse 18. All these bodies pertaining to be imperishable, indefinable and eternal soul are spoken of as perishable. Therefore, Arjuna, fight. I just explained this verse to you before we jumped into the verse. So Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, why are you backing out from here? What is this developing cold feet? Why are you doing this? Right at the moment when you are supposed to go and fight, you are behaving like a person who says, no, I don't want to do this. You have a fright, I'm sure there are many people in this world, before they give examination or before they go for marriage or before they go for some other big thing, they develop cold feet. They don't want to go there. They will say, I don't want to go there. Why? Because people are afraid. Fear grips us for no rhyme or reason. What is the biggest fear that we have? The fear of death, and the second one is fear of uncertainty. We are not certain about anything. We are worried. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What is going to happen? Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, you know what is going to happen. Either you or they will be dead. Period. Isn't it? One of them is going to die. Either your guru, Bhishma Pitama, will be dead and you will be dead. One of the two. Then what happens after that? Nothing. He will come back as some other person. And if you die, you will also come back as some other person. Okay, so this scope of coming back is there for you, him, or any other person, any other object that is there in this world. So we have to understand not just the object that is going to come back, we have to understand that which comes back. So there is a continuity somewhere. There is a continuity. So if you have this life, there was a past life as well. And there was still a past life after that. Then another one, then another one, then another one. It goes on one side, and now it is going to go on the other side. So this idea that you are going to be reborn is constant. You don't have to bother your head so much about it. So continue to have this kind of a understanding that you are going to be around, everybody is going to be around, nobody is going to go away. Alright? So if I have to think in those terms, why is the population of this earth growing so much? If earlier there were 5 billion and before that there were 3 billion and before that there were 2 billion. Well, I think lots of people graduated from being cockroaches to human being. So let us think like that. Or maybe if I have to give a lot of credit to, Charles Darwin, I say all the monkeys became human being. So you are a monkey as well, of course. So this is a very funny and a stupid approach to what we can think of. It's just not monkey. You could be a donkey also, you could be whatever that you want to be. Well, if you study yourself, how you behave, then you will realize what you were in your previous life. If you are used to eating or just sleeping around, you know who you were. Maybe a pig. And if you know how to grunt also. So anyway, it's a joke. So understand this, that you and every other person is going to be reborn again and again and again and again and again. There is nothing like, going away forever. We are all reborn. So, but what is it that we are studying? We are studying that thing which continues from one life to the other. Some people call it spirit soul, some people call it Atma, some people call it self. Whatever you want, you can call it just now. Okay? Doesn't matter to me. Right? So we will move to the next one. So we are doing chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, verse 19. Both of them are ignorant. He who considers the soul to be capable of killing, and he who takes it as killed. For verily the soul neither kills nor is killed. It's a very, very beautiful line. We think that we do some action. Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, you think that you are going to kill him. Similarly, that person may think that he is going to kill you. So everybody who believes that they are the doers, doers means somebody who does something. They feel that I am the doer. I did this or he did this to me. See, many a times in our life, we come across a situation where you may feel somebody has done some wrong to you. Right? You say, oh, that person ran away with my money. Isn't that how a person feels? Or somebody has, maybe ditched you, or somebody has taken you for a jolly great ride somewhere. Maybe he has taken all your property away, or you might have gone and done something wrong. Or maybe you have done something right. Right in the sense, you might have fed somebody, you might have donated to charity, you might have given some, books to school, anything you can do. Right? And every time when somebody does this, they take the onus and say, I did it. There is one byline in one of those great films, I did it. So it's like that, I did it. What do you mean by I did it? There is a very beautiful thing out there which is making you do it. Do you even understand that? No. It is not easy for us to understand that we are just marionettes. You understand? Somebody is playing with us. We are just tools in the hand of some greater force. Whatever happens in this world happens by the will of God, they say. Then who do you think you are to say that I did it? Only an ignorant person, that is why Krishna is saying, only an ignorant person thinks that he has done or something is done to them. Sri Krishna is very clear in this statement when he tells Arjuna, why do you think you should take the onus of this war on yourself? What makes you think that you are going to kill somebody? Why are you taking this credit? Because of me this happens. You know, in most of the companies, I was reading yesterday, in one company, the CEO gave a fancy party to people in the last few days' time. Okay? All drinks were flowing and everything was happening, and all the costliest of the stuff. And when these people reached home, they got a mail saying that you are no longer required. Now what happens to all these people who got it? There is a very big company in India also. It's called Cognizant, I think, that is the name. Now, the person who is running this company has already sacked more than 20,000 people. This week he is sacking another 4,500 people. He has given back 12 lakh, that is 1.2 million square feet of space back to the person from where he has taken. This company is closing down literally most of their offices. And the CEO has announced that they are starting in AI, artificial intelligence. And this guy gets 60 crore rupees as bonus. After sacking more than 24,500 people in all, he gets a bonus of 60 crores. So you will wonder, oh, this fellow is responsible, see? Did you get the point? We all think this person is responsible, that person is responsible, somebody has thrown me out, so that man, he is no good, I want to take a gun and I want to shoot him. Isn't that what that person did in one of the malls? He went and he shot down. And in another school in some other country, that boy wrote down the names of all the other students and he took a gun and he went to school and shot all these boys who were there in the school, including the teachers, in the last week. Why? So the idea is, he is responsible. But the overall picture can never be understood. Only the ignorant, here Krishna says, this whole thing has to be done, only the ignorant, both of them are ignorant. He who considers the soul capable of killing and he who takes it as killed, verily both of them are ignorant. Somebody who says that somebody has done bad to me, or if you think that you have done something to another person, you are just being played. Who is the doer then? It is like a bird thinks that it is flying in the air. Similarly, a fish thinks it is swimming in the ocean. Now let us come to the example. A fish in a fish tank thinks, I am swimming in the fish tank. And he thinks he is free. Likewise, the fish in the ocean thinks he is free. The bird on this planet Earth thinks that, yes, I am gliding, I am flying. Human beings on the planet Earth think, I am born. I can live like this. All of those statements are wrong. They're all controlled. Look at the picture. This fish in the fish tank is controlled by the rectangular fish tank, isn't it? Can it go outside? No. Does it have any freedom whatsoever? No. The fish in the ocean, if some trawler goes and fishes it out and removes him, when he is brought to the surface, he is dead. He doesn't have freedom. Similarly, a bird cannot go to the stratosphere and other places. Can a bird fly underwater? No. Likewise, human beings, you can't fly without the help of engines or all these flying engines, aircrafts and all that. You cannot go to outer space. You are limited by your life. Whatever number of years that you have given yourself, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 70 years, 80 years of your life, you are confined. You don't even have the freedom. Are you free? Let us look at a person who is married and in a family. Do you think that person can say, tomorrow I am going to walk out? He is not free. He has to think about where is he going to go? What is he going to eat? Where is he going to stay? Who is going to take care of him? Where can I get water? Where can I get food? Where can I get this? Where can I get that? Everybody who thinks that they are independent or free are not free at all. Because there is a finer force. There is something which is running everybody's life. This has to be understood by you. So if you take the onus of anything, I am responsible for my children's education. Somebody told me this. I said, you must be the biggest fool on earth if you think that you are responsible. I'm sorry, you don't understand. They are God's children. If God wants to give them Harvard education, who do you think you are to think that I can give them education? You look at your own life. You might have saved so much of money, thinking I will do this saving, SIP, this, that, fixed deposits, God knows, bought shares, properties, so that you can give a better life to your family and children, education and all that. One day somebody comes and takes the whole thing away. $140 billion became 70 billion in an instant when that great person's wife said, I want a divorce. You know that, no? It became half. Finished. Now, you can't even own that balance half. And this lady is giving money to everybody that comes along. Oh, take this money, take this money, take this money. How frustrated that other person must be. Likewise in life. Don't take onus of anything. Just do the job. That is it. So, Krishna is telling Arjuna, what makes you think you are some great sheikhs when you think that you are going to kill someone? See, you are an ignorant person. Likewise, if you think that Bhishma Pitama or any other person, let us say Duryodhana or Dushasan is going to kill you, they are ignorant. So both of you are ignorant people. You really don't know what is the truth. The truth is very, very subtle, cannot be understood by normal human beings. You are just a doer. You are a pawn. You are being played. But that one thing which is common amongst everyone is the supreme consciousness, which we call it as the supreme soul or the divinity within every human being. That doesn't do anything. It is there. You know how it is there? It is there in outer space. It is not destroying anything, it is not even making anything. Everything happens. So if there are stars born, stars die, it just happens. Whatever is happening, you cannot eliminate that. Can you eliminate that? So can I remove that thing from there? No, I can't. It is there. And is it active or inactive? No idea. So this is what he is trying to tell him. This particular verse may not give the complete picture. So what we will do is, when we do tomorrow the balanced verses, you will get a better understanding of what Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna. Alright? So take care, have a good day and see you all. Bye.